Actually, we got our latest results, which is over the first 4 months of the year, which is even more up to date. The overall market contracted in Indonesia by about 12%, but we are really glad that we actually increased our sales. So BMW Group in Indonesia increased our sales by 14% in the first 4 months of the year. The brand BMW increased by about 10%, and Mini actually had a really strong year. Mini increased by about 45%. So we're really pleased with the result, despite the overall slowdown in the car market.
Despite the whole, election year and everything.
That's right. That's right.
That's perfect. So as a comparison, how was 2018 for BMW in terms of sales and also market share?
2018 was relatively flat, I would say, compared to the year before. And I think in the end, when we look at 2019, we've got our big product offensive. So we're looking much, toward the future in the end. And we are quite bullish in the end about the future for our sales in Indonesia.
Okay, so what about the targets for this year?
We plan about with the fact that we're already growing by about 10% with the brand BMW, we expect to continue a double-digit sales performance for the full year. When we look at our product offensive, we've got so many new products coming for this year. And in fact, for the first 4 months, we've not even launched many volume models yet. So we're really optimistic that we will at least maintain double-digit growth for the full year.
Double-digit growth.
Yes.
So very optimistic.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So you just launched a new product, the X7. So what is next in line?
Well, for the full year, actually, we've got approximately 10 new models to launch, which is one of the most strongest product offensives in our history. We started the year, I think, if I try to recall the products, we started the year with the X4. We actually launched it here in Museum Macan. We've got the X3 two-wheel drive. We've got X3 20i. We have the Z4 Roadster. We will have the X5 we launched in May. The X7 we launched today. We'll have a new 7 Series. We'll have a new 3 Series. We'll have an 8 Series as well. And we've got also two really interesting new mini models, a Ice Blue edition and a 60th anniversary mini edition. So 10 new models for the year. So we're really bullish in the end that these products will give us a good strength to develop our sales for the full year.
Okay, so what about Mini? What is the target for Mini in terms of sales and also market share this year?
I would say for Mini, we don't have a really specific market share because it's such a niche product in the end. We've sold about 275 cars in the first 4 months of the year, so still a very strong growth. But Mini is targeted a very niche segment in the end. For people who, in the end, they've got a lot of things in their household, a lot of cars in the garage, but they want something special for the weekend because in the end, you don't use a chauffeur when you have a Mini, you drive it yourself. It's very much a strong lifestyle character that Mini has in Indonesia.
Okay, so it's a totally different market for
Yes, very different. Yes.
Okay, now talking about competition, we know that the environment is getting tighter and tighter over the years with so many players in the market now offering at even a discounted price. So, what are your strategies for BMW to maintain your market share?
Yeah. We have taken a very long-term view of the whole market when it comes to ecological, sustainable cars. We were the pioneer when we first unveiled a car at the motor show in 2014 here in Indonesia, the i8, the first plug-in roadster plug-in car to be launched here in Indonesia. 1 year later, we started selling the i8 already in Indonesia. And then in 2016, we launched the i3 in Indonesia, and we'll start sales of it down here this year, the i3. So we've been planning very much far ahead for the market. But to some extent, the market is not quite ready because you look at charging stations around the country, it's not quite there yet. So we've launched a product, but I think the infrastructure has got some catching up to do.
Okay, so what are your hopes, for the government? Maybe to build more charging stations or?
Yeah, we've been talking to the government as well, and they know what's happening. They're very much clued on into the future. They know what the neighbors are doing. They know what legislation needs to be done. But I think the election probably has slowed things somewhat. We knew they were planning some legislation to make electric cars and hybrid cars much more attractive price-wise. But things sort of settled down a little bit after the election, and we're waiting for things to start up again now.